Hey everybody, we're gonna kick off the horn talk segment on the channel here. We're gonna start with my P horns here. Eventually we'll get through the whole collection. As I get horns in, build horns, we'll talk about them too. But we'll start it off with these. Got a old cast P3, a new cast P3, and then a new cast P5. We'll kind of go into detail on where I got it from, what I've done to it since I got them, and all that good stuff. So we'll start off with the old cast P3. Move some things around here. So this one was a eBay buy. It's a former C&W, Chicago Northwestern. Still has some of the old original green paint on it, not in very good condition. Some areas it's okay, some areas it's not so good. And then you can notice that the manifold is kind of shiny in some areas. Sometime in this horn's life it was broke off. The base stayed attached to the locomotive, and then a diagonal line was broke. All that was broke completely off, and then somebody went through a lot of work to weld it all back together. And then they did a pretty good job, but it was really messy. So I've been over time I've tried to work on smoothing a lot of the access weld down in some of these areas. I still have some work to do on it, and then even though it's original paint, I'm probably going to repaint it, strip this old stuff off, and just give it a new coat of either dark green or something else. I'm not too worried about the it ruining the value of the horn. I don't plan on selling this one, so I'm just going to do what I can to make it look really nice. I've already gone through the insides when I first got it, cleaned it up. Got all new diaphragms in it, new gaskets. I did keep the original nozzle gaskets on this one. They were in decent condition, and then even the retainer springs are still original. This one has that really nice classic P3 old cast sound. And then gone and replaced a few other things, new bolts. I probably will change the bolts back just for now. I got some nice zinced grade 8 in there. New cork gaskets when I put it back together. It's been back together for a couple years now. It's quite a while ago that I got this. I think this one was the second or third horn in my collection, so I've had this one for quite a while. So over time, we'll eventually get back around to this one, do some more fixing up on it, do some more cleaning and some painting. But as of right now, it's a pretty good horn as is. When I did get this horn, it had a bass restrictor in it, and this is the only horn that I've got that ever had a bass restrictor in it. I ended up taking it out just because I didn't really need it in there, but it was clear down in there. Other than that, not too much. It's got the old cast back caps. It says Nathan on it twice. Let's see if I can find a good spot here. The bells all say Pat Pending. It's not shortened, so it is all. There we go. It is all old cast parts. Get around to the 4-bell here. Everything's is Pat Pending. The tagless manifold says Pat Pending on the manifold itself. So yeah, it's a really nice, pretty simple piece. Just a nice classic P3 old cast. Nothing too fancy. And later on, you guys will start to see, probably quite a ways down the road, you guys will see some videos on some more restoration work going in on this one. he's checking it out, making sure everything's good. So that's the P3 old cast. So we'll slide that out of the way and then get our new cast over here. So this was the very first horn in my collection. I started off with this one, kind of cut my teeth in the hobby on P horns. So the story behind this one, I had a railroad job for a really long time, and I made a couple mechanic friends, and we had a locomotive of ours that was getting shipped out and either scrapped or completely rebuilt, so he let me have the horn. I was able to decommission this horn myself, which is really cool. It did not come off of a Southern Pacific locomotive, but it's got still has in really good shape original Southern Pacific gray. I have kind of done some part swapping between my two new cast horns just to kind of get my P5 where I wanted it to. Eventually we'll do some more work, some more part swapping on this one, but I've cleaned it inside and out, pretty much the same thing. This one actually got all new nozzle gaskets, new retainer springs, new diaphragms, new gaskets and all that good stuff, new cork gaskets. Threw some grade 8 on there just for now. I did have this one. I was running it as a dual diaphragm setup, but then I wanted to kind of have a really good baseline between a old cast and a new cast P3, so I'm running a single diaphragm setup in that, and I wanted to have a pretty good comparison so you could really hear the difference between the two. So this one's back to a single diaphragm setup. Still, I've been doing some paint stripping on it a long time ago. Eventually this one will get repainted. I'll probably wind up repainting this one for Southern Pacific, touch up the gray, and then we'll probably do a nice red on the inside of the bells. So that'll be another one that you guys will see later on down the road. The caps here are actually stamped with UPRR stampings. Kind of see it on that one. They didn't do a very good job stamping that one, but this one you can really see the UP Railroad on there. I did swap the back caps around on this one, and I'll kind of tell you some more of the story with this one here. You can see it's got old cast back caps. This is nothing else on this is old cast parts, just these two back caps. I'm currently looking for some new cast back caps for this one, just that way I can switch those out and it'll be looking more prototypical. And everything on here is new cast. It says Pat Penned, and then even the manifold, it says, they're missing the G, but it's what it said, Pat Pending. I don't know if it, I don't think it ever had the G on there. I think it just says Pat Penned, Pendin. So overall, this is pretty good horns. You know, just a simple new cast P3, no tag, so it is older. Never had a tag anywhere on there, so that's pretty much that one. Like I said, you'll see that later on down the road in some more videos. We'll get her looking more original, a little bit more cleaned up. But right now it's together just to sound good, and it does sound good. So I don't know when. I do want to do some sound clip videos for you guys. I'm not going to do any today. I don't know if I'll do any inside. The sound quality when I blow them downstairs here isn't the best because it's inside. So we might be waiting till spring. Like I said in the past, I do live in western northwest Minnesota. The weather this time of year is terrible, so I'm not going to be doing anything outside at all. So we might, like I said, I might throw a couple sound clips just from down here every now and then. But other than that, we're probably going to wait till spring for some of the more in-depth stuff. So just for now, these videos are going to basically just be explaining the horns themselves, and then later on we'll hear them. So move on to the P5. Clearly did not start life as a P5. I bought the 5 and the 3 bell off of eBay quite a while ago. This did start life as a part step P3 that I got from a locomotive mechanic friend of mine. This one actually had those the old cast P3 caps on it, and I ended up just switching them out. This way, the two bottom caps have the Southern Pacific gray paint on them because they're from that horn. But I just wanted to get this P5 looking really good. This will be another one. We'll strip the paint off of these caps. Everything else is already stripped, clean, and ready to go. Not sure what I'm going to do for paint on this yet, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Same thing, I put all new internal parts into it. New cork gaskets, new nozzle gaskets, new retainer springs, new gaskets, new diaphragms. I did have this as well. After I first built it, I had it as a dual diaphragm setup. Then I kind of wanted to bring it back a little bit. It was a little harsh. So this is back to being a single diaphragm setup. Really, really nice sounding horn. I tried to base the sound of this one off of a couple videos that I saw of an Amtrak cab car that still has that had a P5 swapped on it, so tried to mimic that through this, and I did pretty good. Like I said, sometime I'll get some audio on all these P horns so you can hear, and I might even try to do a real quick setup to where I can honk that one, switch my hose over, and then honk that one, so that way you guys can really hear the difference between a old cast horn versus new cast. But yeah, so this one was just a P3. When I first got the horn, it was completely soot covered to the point where I honestly thought it was a black horn. And then once I started cleaning it, the bare metal started coming through, so that was kind of neat. The caps from this one also came from this horn. You can kind of see it's got some UPRR stamping on it. Not sure what locomotive this horn would have came off of. It was just sitting on a shelf in a shop, so don't really know any history other than it was a former Union Pacific horn. So we're kind of switching gears on it. I might even do a manifold swap and put all the UPRR stamp stuff on this horn and try and have this P5 be completely unstamped, but we'll see. It is all new cast parts. Everything says Pat Penned on it. This manifold has a tag, but it's completely been blasted and nothing legible on it anymore. Not even the numbers. The serial numbers aren't even legible anymore. So that one, I'm probably not going to try and find a tag to put on there either. That'll just be how it is. Not too worried about that. Other than that, that's pretty solid horn. Sounds really nice. So you guys will see some updates on that one further down the road. But that's going to be pretty much it for this video. Just a simple show and tell of all my P horns. I don't have any other spare P horn parts, so I won't be I won't be making any more P-horn parts. I don't know if I'll get any more P-horns either. I would kind of like to do a P5 with a 0 bell on it someday. Just kind of have to wait around, see what shows up on eBay, or if somebody's willing to sell something someday. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this one. Show and tell on the P-horns. I'll try and do these videos. I'll try and bunch the horns together in a couple videos. The next one I might do on the Leslie. The Leslie I'll probably do all by itself just because I don't have any other Leslie horns, so we'll just kind of give that its own time in the sunshine there. Probably do a couple of my K5LLAs together, a couple of the K5LAs together, and then a couple of the K5HLs, and then, like I said, as I get things built and get them out on the floor here, we'll talk about them individually. So hope everyone found that interesting. Like I said, this is going to be a new segment that I'll do every now and then. Horn talk, just like bell talk, only with the actual fully put together horns that I have in my collection. So hope everyone enjoyed, and take care till next time.